Hello there, fellow defenders of the toxic forest. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the Boundless Witch. Episode 20. An old witch haunts our hollow. Could you even heat and grow light in the new farm if it gets cold? So for heating, you would need to stick a pillar in there, somewhere in near the middle, to be able to like roof it, because otherwise it just can't even support its own size. And then for grow light, it's not going to be big enough. A sun lamp is going to cover the inside ring. So what you could do is you could grow corn in the middle, and on the outer rings you could grow like tinctoria, maybe, or something that doesn't require highlight, bright light, because not all crops require 51% or plus, like tinctoria, but really it would only be tinctoria on the outer edges. So hypothetically, you could have this be an enclosed farm if you absolutely needed to, and it would still be awfully productive. And then the other issue, of course, is we can't physically get there safely in the case of like manhunters or something like that. So adding it to the zone, creating some sort of tunnel there, is I think a very smart thing to include as a future project. But it's more important to actually get it sewn right now. I don't really care about its physical security yet. Hosting Korkwas. You're an adult? So I don't care about the honor. You're an adult. You're going to come proselytize at us, and I don't want that. So speaking of traditions that aren't well understood by those partaking in them, throw the fiery things into the dark place. There you go. Tradition completed. A shack of treasure, a poison synthesis tech print, that's interesting, and a caravan, exotic goods. I don't really have anything to buy or sell. Oh, you came with a mastodon? That really is, that's a vibe. That's a choice. That's an expensive choice. You do have another advanced component, which I would love to buy to be able to ensure that I am able to build a fabricator, but I don't know if I can fund that. Oh, I mean, it could, I guess. I think that's what I'll do. That way I'm not, like, potentially incentivized to take a really dumb quest that's going to get me killed. I would love to also buy the social book, but I don't think it's in the budget. So, there we go. Our second advanced component that we would need for fabrication. So for reference, in order to be able to make your own advanced components, a multi-analyzer does not require. It requires plasteel and gold, which we have both. I have unmined plasteel already on this tile. And then the fabricator bench requires 2 advanced components to start. And then you eventually research advanced fabrication, and you can make your own advanced components, and then you're not like tech locked out of anything. So we've as long as those advanced components don't get punched into tantrum, we have secured our method of making any resource. We have the resources to begin with. Like basically we have what we need. It's great. Look at you, Mr. Speedy work drive, work frenzy for 3 more. Okay, it's gone. Why'd I open my mouth? I know I didn't affect the time frame there, but I feel like the moment I acknowledged that he was doing good, fast work for once, he was like, okay, and slow. And then if you're wondering about heating this place, we already have the granite plumbing, so heating it would be pretty easy. We just slap a large radiator in there and increase our electric boiler's heating output by another unit or 2. Not a big deal. to fully answer the rest of your question. So all that's left is 9 more corn plants sown. And then we will have the mega farm set and ready, praying we don't get some sort of snap event to kill off that corn and set us back. But yep, 44 sown. And I'm just going to clean the rubble. It's kind of weird that there's rock rubble for... I guess technically petrified wood is like stone-ish. So, again, maybe it makes sense. Just a little weird. So Witch is going to try to research fecal sludge composting so that we can make fertilizer. And then, if I recall correctly, you can't really... yeah. We'll probably fertilize the fields, I'm going to guess, in the winter or something, so that we don't mess up the sowing, because I'm a little worried that sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I can never tell. But, yeah. I wouldn't want to mess it up. What am I missing of the things we can build? So we don't yet have an art bench. I don't think we have a style bench, not that we really use one. Or meditation thrones, again, we don't use them. I'm just curious what we've unlocked and we haven't utilized. Tool cabinets or ship landing beacons, not that anyone ever visits us for ship landing beacons. We haven't done poker or billiards. Haven't done a lot of the solar heat or other radiator stuff, not all of it. Proximity detector hasn't been built yet, but that's mostly because we haven't actually gotten the bioferrite off of the site stealer, so that's like, we'll do it when we have the resources for it. And I think that's about it. We've really utilized a lot of our resources pretty well, I'd say. So what's his mining level? 8. He's leveled up pretty good. And he's back to stone cutting, I guess. Yeah, stone sawdust. Yeah, I guess that's what petra wood rubble would be. Oh, are you going to freeze yourself? Yeah? Yeah. There's almost no... I mean, there's a point to continue learning that we're not going to be able to get the 20 additional points or 22 additional points for growth tier 2 because we only get at most 1 a day, and your birthday is in 7 days or whatever, 8 days. So that can't happen. But at least it keeps you happy, because if you don't have learning, you get sad. So we'll keep letting you learn for the sake of learning, for the love of learning. But there's not going to be a benefit trait-wise, which is fine. Not everything needs to be means to an end. A Dark Scholar. Another creep joiner. 64 years old. I'm just going to ignore her. She's not there. I don't see her. She's got death refusal stacks, and I don't know the penalty for, like, saying no. So I'm going to say nothing. It's possible that she attacks me anyway. But I'm going to pretend I don't see her. She's an adult, so... yeah. I'm not paid to deal with that. I think what I'm going to do... Alright, open up my terrain affordance overlay. And I want to create a tunnel over to the other farm so that it's my farm. That's a pretty good use of material. And then I want to have it be stone only, so the terrain overlay is important. And then potentially to floor it up between the two. And we also just got sewage composting, and that's going to allow us to have biosolids composting and to then add them to the farm field. And maybe we'll compost in the Site Stealer's containment chamber. Yeah. You wanted to stab me while you're invisible? Guess what? As long as it doesn't, like, prop the door open, I guess that is a threat. Guess what? I'm gonna make your life smell like crap. There's also an orbital trader for bulk goods. I don't have a beacon, but let's quickly invest in one. Who knows? Maybe there's something to buy or sell. Haven't done my, like, making art for sale or anything like that, but it's whoop. No, not that. I don't need the Diabolus. They've got roosters and hens. I don't have a clean ranch for them. We could sell the leather and scrap wool. It's enough wool for... Yeah, I'm just gonna sell it. At this point, we haven't really done anything with the jade, so I'll part with that as well. Old gas mask. Is that it? That's not a lot. Is there anything I absolutely would want to buy? Nothing's really screaming at me. It was like, buy me, buy me. So maybe that's it. Kind of boring. But, yeah, we made contact. And I'm going to move this beacon to be a bait beacon now that I've built it. So I'm going to stick this beacon somewhere. Let me think. Convenient for me to haul to, but far enough away from my entryway. I'm going to stick the bait beacon here-ish. Terrain affordance is already on. Okay. So, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, pod drop raiders sometimes target your beacon to attack. And they target the oldest beacon on the map that has a clear path to sky and a open adjacent tile available. So if pod drop raiders target this beacon, they plow right into my stockpile and it's a big old problem. But if they target here, they have to walk all the way around this thing to get to my entryway, which gives me a lot of time to react. So anytime I have a orbital trade beacon, my first beacon I build is a bait beacon that then gets set aside to lure pod drop raiders to go to somewhere pointless. And the reason why I want it close to my door is my trade will go here to the bait beacon. So when I trade and buy stuff, it will drop here. So I want an easy, it's easy to haul to, but it's not easy for the raiders to attack from. So you want both of those conditions met, ideally. Move the door deeper into the mines. This door? What do you mean? Look at Jitter hanging out. Did they try to... Oh no, there's a surgical scar on your head. And a gunshot wound on your neck. I thought they were trying to, like, surgical scar your neck. Like, I mean, I guess you could have, like, lymph nodes removed or something, but... It's a weird place to cut. Yeah, I'm not talking to you, Jitter. So, the following visitors feel ignored and are becoming increasingly upset. And in 4 hours, there will be consequences. So I'm going to muster inside and tell my animals to stay inside because there's going to be a consequence to ignore jitter, which is fine. Galore, thank you for the gifted subs. I appreciate it. So sometimes there's a consequence, and there in this case is combat supplier. You know, with the 0 money I have, I'm not really sure trading with the combat supply is in the cards for me. I will, now that we have a baby again, I'll have like a real one. But I don't have a lot of materials to continue to invest in this. And then I'm going to pop open this this door here so that there's a valid path into the base. But I'm a little worried about what happens when this consequences of the creep joiner or creep refused joiner is ignored. So we've got about half an hour. So for these guys, I'm just going to sell the junk. I don't need it. I'm almost tempted to sell the shuttle engine because it's a lot of silver and it would give me like a lot of buying power for things I'd rather have. I just feel like I'll ultimately regret it, but it's also possible to get another ship crash and just get another shuttle. So it's like one of these, I don't know. For now, I'm going to keep it though. The potential of the flexibility of travel is worth it. And as you saw, despite the fact that this beacon is on, the silver landed here because this one is the old one. So this is the bait beacon. And you kind of know it works because stuff lands there. Alright. Jitter lets out a twisted half scream, half human scream. And you can hear other screams answering the call. They are coming. And she turns into a murderous rage. Cool. What lovely consequences to deal with. No, not slaughter. I'm an idiot. Draft. Follow me! Follow me! Everybody follow me! We have problems. The problems are very jitter-shaped. And, oh, you're attacking walls? Just path in, girl. That wall doesn't get you any closer to fighting me, dude. Or dudette. Alright, you know what? You are so stupid with all of your death refusal. How about we do this? Peekaboo! And this is why we hate adults. Adults are the worst. This is why we hate adults. Adults are the worst. Thank you for your Hyperweave shirt. You are the worst. And all your meals. So I'm gonna haul this stuff back in, because dibs. You can be stupid and naked. You can be two things. Yoink. Yoink. This is acceptable for everyone. So it's like not vegetarian food, but like it might as well be. Alright, we need help. Yep. Please muster. Please muster. So I'm getting some distance, because this is going to be a heck of a bunch of sight stealers. Fangface, I know you're a brawler, but back up. So, Fangface, I want you to practice your medical self-tending, because I think you'll be fine. But you need to back away from the fight. I mean, that was my fault. Turtle Sandwich, you need to attack, bud. Your attack released. Go forth. Fight. Now. I think the best thing I could do right now is to quickly dump this corpse and close this door. As much as I want the meals, it's more like our safety is more important. I'm going to pivot over here and have Vermeer stand in the doorway. So Fangface, continue to tend. And maybe I got a metal infection, horror infection for that scratch. We'll see. And if there's more of them, And I don't yet have... So there's a capturable site stealer here as well. If there's more of them, I'm ready. So if they're a capturable site stealer... I wonder what that containment strength in here would be. It wouldn't be 0. It'd be a good temporary one, maybe? So Silver Knight, how about you set that up for me? It's not where I want to put them, but it's like... With a wooden door, it's kind of going to be icky. But I can put a regular door in and make it work. So I don't know if there's more coming, but I'm standing... Oh, you know what? That's a closed door. Witch, please don't step on the traps. No, no, no. You gotta go this way. Open that door so it's a valid path. And then jump back, because there's stealers coming. Potentially. I mean, I don't know how many there are, but... I'm just going on a limb and assuming that there's more than 3. From anecdotal evidence of having played RimWorld before, I think there will be more than 3. So this is a 93 containment strength, and as long as the door is closed, it can contain that other site stealer, and that gives us access to be able to harvest multiple of them and study multiple of them, which is great. And Jitter here is bleeding out, but she'll be back. She can refuse death. So you are about at your wit's end, so I'm going to let you chill in a minute. Actually, chill right now. It's fine. Witch, I'm going to have you tend that site stealer so we can capture. And then Fang Face, you are all patched up, so you're dismissed. I'm going to keep Vermeer here with 2 turrets spun up in case the site stealers do choose to come in. So I'm ready to react if I need to. And she just used self-resurrect. Bring it, lady. See you in a minute. I guess I'll just have to spawn camp you. It'd be ideal if I could keep my spike traps from... Oh, yeah, you're... Alright, I have 5 hours to be able to capture the site stealer and then spawn camp you another time. Get wrecked. Loser. Oh, what? What? Do you off yourself so you could come back sooner? Rude. How many death refuses? You have 1 more use? Okay. Let's get up there. Vermeer, I'm coming, bud. So this site stealer will be captured by Silver Knight once Silver Knight's done building the door. Oh, splat. And she's coming back. Got my robot guarding the door. Backup's here. And this time she's dead for good. She's not coming back another time. So I'm going to repair Vermeer, the thorax pump, the thorax damage, and then Jitter, you can just crawl to your death. I really don't care what happens to you. In fact, it's what you deserve. So pets, I'm going to assume the threat's over. So, I can't actually haul her body there with the pets as they are now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to haul her myself. The site stealer is now definitely contained. And it has pretty good containment strength, too. I mean, that's not bad at all. So we're going to want another containment facility. Or to mine out this to be able to put the holding facility to allow for both of them to be in one spot, which is also fine. But yeah, we have a second sight stealer, and then we have some corpses that need to be set aside. The Omu is on the other tile. I don't need to worry about it. Alright, so one thing that I haven't overlooked is, after dealing with that, we don't have spike traps, which have come in handy time and time again, so I want to get those again. Silver Knight is finishing up the bait beacon zone, and Fangface is just recovering from getting slashed, and like a lot of slash. He took one for the team. So that was the refusal risk that I was referring to before, which is sometimes they don't take kindly to being told no, and they will fight you for it. So sometimes it's metal horror, sometimes it's, you know, you don't really know what the thing is that they will trigger, but the game tries to do a good job of warning you. Hey, they're becoming agitated. If you don't say yes, they'll get agitated. And it crescendos to an attack. Would burning a death refusal body keep it from reviving? If you could burn it in time? The issue is their bodies revive so quickly. I think you're better at... Your best bet is to throw frag grenades with multiple people at once so that you obliterate the body, because burning the body, you're not going to destroy their body in time. But if you evaporate their body with, like, bombs, then yeah, like, they're not coming back. If there's no body to come back with, then you're gone. You've destroyed the thing that had death refusal. But that's kind of hard to do, because, like, one frag grenade might not be enough. You might need multiples, and, like, coordinating multiple frag grenades all at once is a pain. It's not realistic. This is empty? I'll pretend to drink. Oh, it wasn't exactly empty. It was mostly empty. Or Doom launchers? Yeah, that's a little expensive, but sure. I mean, if you have like a whole stack of cultists that need to have their bodies destroyed, maybe it's makes sense. There is definitely a use case to be able to pull the nuclear button. So we're wrapping up the farming tunnel. And then once the walls are done, I'll create a door here and drill it out. Ooh, more research. Goal infusion is becoming even more of a soon prospect. I suppose I do want roofs over the tunnels, only because if it's unroofed, there's a possibility of like trees growing and blocking us, which would be annoying. And maybe the last project I'll work for on this stream, just to be able to wrap things up, is just to finish off this tunnel. Because even when the stream ends, I still have editing to do, and editing might be a little complicated, given how weird my video crashes are, so I really hope there's footage. I mean, there will be footage for what I upload to Twitch, but, like, sometimes it gets complicated. Where are you going, dude? Where is he going? So the droner is affecting him, unfortunately. He is sick and wet and chilly and sad, and I hope he cheers up soon. Then Fangface is not doing too bad. Witch is doing okay. But I'm trying to avoid more mental breaks. I've already had a few, but I don't want too many. Your shirt is tattered. Let's fix that. She doesn't ask for much, so when she asks for something, I listen. Do the entities care about cold? So it really depends on the entities. Some entities are actually very susceptible to cold, and one of their containment one of the ways to contain them better is to actually intentionally make it too cold for them. But Scythe Stealers are not one such that care too much about cold. But like one strategy, for instance, to deal with like some of the other flesh beasts is to make it super, super cold and have them lose their limbs so that they're essentially unable to escape. And that is a viable tactic to deal with them. So. All right. Tattered clothing done. Now the behind the wall zone is now going to include this whole behemoth of an addition. Because this is technically behind my walls. There is a small risk that, I mean, there's a non-zero risk for like sapping and things like that, because this is like a big old addition that's likely to get hit by sappers or something similar. So I know that it's not. I have to make sure to you know, protect the area, keep turrets in, stuff like that. But having a 200 or 144 tile or square meter farm, all with corn, is pretty awesome. That's gonna fill this zone up, and then some. We're gonna have an obnoxious amount of food, going from food's a little tight, tighten your belts, to oh good lord. Another distress signal. I don't have a shuttle. I don't really have a way to quickly react to those. They give you a lot of time, but at the same time, if we take a look at the world map, I am so geographically isolated, so even that spot there, which is not that unreasonable to normally travel to, if I was to caravan plan, it's still like a 6-day round trip through pollution. That sucks. Having containment rooms in mining tunnels be a good option? Yeah, especially if you have raw granite. One, there's not really a way to escape, because one of the issues with something like this is like a breacher hitting this wall will cause the Scythe Sealer to escape, and then you're dealing with the breach and an escapee entity. So putting them deep into a facility where there's like not a lot of ways out can play to your advantage. Plus this area can't be shelled. It's pretty well protected. And then as far as the containment strength goes, the average wall HP is much, much, much higher. Because there's just more of these raw granite tiles to average out to a really high, zone strength or region strength. So yeah, putting them deep in a mountain like it's SCP does make a whole lot of sense. And as promised, I think the farm tunnel project is just about done. Meaning that this is quite likely where I'm going to leave off for this miniseries in just a moment. Just tidying up what we haven't tidied, but yeah, before I end, let's recap. Because I don't expect everyone that is here now to have been here the whole time. We started off on this map tile. We landed with Witch. She landed about here-ish. And she turned this initial tree into some sort of like temporary sheltery thingy, adding a grow zone here over time, growing some food, or initially growing some medicine so she could medically tend herself, but eventually growing some food, and turning this into some sort of defensive capability. Silent Rider did self-tame pretty early on. That was a bit of a nice bonus to have a combat pet to try to help us. And then there was just grueling progress. Grueling because I kept getting sick with injury after injury. There was one save scum. So this wasn't save scum free, but the only save scum wasn't like a loss of combat. It was that I kept rolling really low medical tending. And honestly, irrationally low. My medical skill at the time was like 7. And I was rolling like an 8.8 tend where I could roll a 70%. So basically, I had to save scum out of that illness because there was just no way to survive it. So there was one save scum, and then eventually we added power, and then with the wind turbine, we were able to get biofuel and then a gas mask, and it sort of started to snowball. There were some hiccups there, especially dealing with Silver Knight and Fangface. Both of them needed to be converted and recruited. One was paralyzed. It took some time. But lo and behold, after all of that fruitful effort, rushing to get a water infrastructure so that he could drink non-polluted water, or finally, eventually mining the components for the lab, we've got a pretty stable little society with a decent amount of food. We don't really have kitchens. We don't have a lot of the amenities that you come to assume for a colony that has been around for as long as this one has been. But we started with nothing, and we started naked, and we started with like a 13-year-old girl out in the wilderness with nothing to her name. And now she is 15 and a half. She has 2 friends. She has a little community. She's got a lot of prospects, and things are looking on the up and up. And this is where I am going to leave off. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld: The Boundless Witch, which originally streamed live on Twitch as a miniseries marathon. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow witches and warlocks.